with a whopping 9% acceptance rate. Man, Rice is harder to get into than Berkeley, Johns Hopkins, and even Carnegie Mellon. So I traveled all the way from LA, come and interview students on campus about how they got in, but also what you need to do to stand out against the 32,000 people that apply every single year. So why don't we get into it? What's up, guys? I'm with
Leo. I'm currently a senior at Rice, majoring in biochemistry.
So what would your biggest pieces of advice be to students who want to make themselves stand out in the college admissions process but don't know where to start?
Honestly, find something that you're passionate about. Take high school. High school, a good chance to reach out, just broaden your horizons, network a lot, look for opportunities, reach out to a bunch of different people that are working in the field that you could see yourself working in. Just use it as a chance to explore, and then once you find out what you're interested in, narrow that down and then pick some opportunities.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that you see with college students applying to a school like Rice?
Not being authentic. In my culture, I grew up with Asian culture, Asian family, so we have this mindset of doing everything for the purpose of getting into college or for the purpose of attaining a successful future career. But I think that seeing what you like and pursuing what you like and balancing that with other aspects like being successful, having good finances, things like that. So I think letting that aspect of yourself shine through. So I talk a lot about what made me unique, my background, how I was raised, people I admire, and the things I admired, and just coming across as a human rather than a robot with good grades.
What is one thing that you see a lot of people not doing enough of in the college admissions process?
Reach out to current students. I think we're all really happy to talk to you. I think the only way to find out is really to hear from the people who have had that lived experience themselves.
Actually, what is one thing that you wish you knew before you came to Rice?
You got a lot of time. I think you don't have to come in knowing exactly what you want to do. I came in not really liking the process of writing or just English and humanities in general, but then I took a couple classes and understood it on a more different from high school, I guess. I think, for example, English and humanities, it's very different in college than it's in high school. It kind of really broadens your perspective. It's kind of a lot more freedom. There are less rules.
What's up, guys? I'm with
Bivan, and I think one of the reasons why I chose Rice is because how much people said, first of all, you will get a good education, but you also meet a lot of good people and you'll truly be happy here in a sense. I think that's one of the main things that led me to Rice, a good education, but also having the opportunity to connect with people who are good, able to enjoy my time here.
What were some of the maybe top 3 things that you did to help yourself stand out through the college admissions process, especially going to Rice?
I think just trying to frame myself in a unique way. For my college essay, my whole topic from the Common App was just how I use secondhand embarrassment as a way to make other people feel more comfortable. I wasn't trying to go for a topic that I felt was cliche. I felt like I was trying to look for a topic that was unique to me, that some sort of college admission officer would read and they wouldn't think that they've seen this a million different times. I think that's really one of the things I was trying to do most in the college admission process, because they have all these stats, your ACT score, your GPA, but I think so many people applying to these top university, I guess, have those stats. And I think really to make yourself stand out, it's important to think about what makes you unique in a way and try and frame your application around that.
What are the top 3 mistakes you see students make during the process as well?
Honestly, number 1, probably just procrastination. I remember some of my friends that are writing their college applications halfway through the day it was due, and I was just thinking, guys, what the heck?
Right.
You should have started this weeks ago. I think definitely procrastination is one thing. Number 2, just putting all your eggs in one basket, because I know that as much as it might be great to really want to go to a particular college or have a dream college in mind, I think I got lucky because I applied to Rice ED chances are higher, but I do think that it's important to also be, I guess, quote unquote, realistic, because it's possible that you won't get in. And I think it's also important that in that case, you don't keep your head low, you keep looking for other opportunities, because chances are you could get in, but there's also a good chance that you won't.
What is the one thing that you wish you knew before you came to Rice?
Honestly, I think one of the biggest things coming in freshman year was just preparing for the workload. I remember in high school, I don't think I was necessarily a slacker, but I was going into Rice trying to make my workload easy. And I think first half of first semester, it was like a wake-up call in a sense, where I had to put in a lot more work, catch up a lot of things, just because I wasn't really in the right mindset to approach college.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
it. Before you get to the next part of the video, I want to let you guys in on a very important secret. If you're a student who's ambitious and wants to get into a top university but just doesn't know what major they want to major in, I've been using a platform called dabbL. It's an AI-powered career and counseling app that allows you to see what careers are available for the majors that you're interested in, and even see the salary growth that potential career could even be in. So give it a try on the link down below, and I promise you, you may even love it. Alright guys, I'm with
Phoebe. I study biosciences, cell biology, and genetics. I am a first generation low income student, and so I had to apply for scholarships. I'm currently a Questbridge scholar, and so I get full scholarship to Rice, room, board, food, everything.
So what is your number one tip to other students who want to become a Questbridge scholar in the future?
Honestly, I think one of the main things that I focused on during high school was just my well-roundedness and also just being passionate about something. So for me, I've always wanted to be a pediatric oncologist, and so I've been focused on that goal since high school, and everything that I did, even though it showed the well-roundedness of leadership and community and things like that, I was still focused on one passion, which
What are actually some of the biggest mistakes you see with students who are applying to college right now?
one of the biggest pieces of advice that I still give to my friends in high school now is just do what you're passionate about. When you follow what you're passionate about, it always shows at the end of the day versus somebody who just wants to follow the money or just follow like what everyone else is doing. So I think that really shows even with colleges or medical schools or whatever it is. At the end of the day, that's what's important and that's what gets you to the end of the line.
What would you say is something that shocked you before you started at Rice?
Honestly, this is a good kind of shock thing, but like I was a lot more worried about the academic rigor, I think, and I realized that high school actually prepared me a lot more than I thought it would. And so just focusing on study habits during high school, I realize is such a huge factor to coming into Rice because the professors and the faculty, they really are very supporting. And so I think it's helpful that if you have those study habits already in place, then your professors will always work with you.
What is something that a lot of students in the college admissions process don't do enough of?
It's just research on the college that you want to go to. I think people think of research as a very daunting process, and so it's difficult to get started on. But really, if you just search up any college that you want, even with Rice University, you search up organizations and what Rice has to offer, courses that they have to offer, and finding what you are really passionate about, and even writing those specifically in essays, that can be such a huge boost for you in your college application.
What is the one thing that you should mention in your application to demonstrate your intentionality toward a college, especially Rice?
I think Rice, I've come to realize there are a few things that are just really important overall at Rice, and one of them is research. So having like a strong research interest will probably help you. You never have to have been involved in it in the past, but just having that interest. And definitely community, they have a big emphasis on diversity, inclusion, culture of care, those things. And so I think mentioning that those are important to you, that you want to contribute to the world in those kinds of ways will definitely help.
Thank you so much, Phoebe.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm with
Alexander. I did a master in global affairs, focusing on blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies with the Baker Institute. But I started here working in a kitchen. I didn't know any English before. I spent 2 years trying to get English first, and then I developed some kind of work servicing here in different kitchens, in the library, and then I met some professors. They support me to apply for the master program.
what is your top 3 biggest pieces of advice for other international students who want to study at Rice?
First, nothing is impossible. You have to believe on yourself, believe on God. For me, in my case, my faith, I believe that God plus faith plus action is miracle. So working hard, believing on yourself every day, and at the same time, be aware that if you really want to achieve a good dream, you're going to have people to support you, to believe in you, and you just have to step in, work hard.
What were some of the stats for your grades that you had back in your undergraduate studies?
I did a program in theology 4 years and an associate degree in business 2 years. I had some 9 of 10 scores in some of them, but at the end of the day, again, you shouldn't stop or have fear about to applying.
What is one thing that every student should start doing right now if they want to study at a place like Rice?
Be very curious. They have to be very curious with everybody, and then they can do some connections. That was my way to start knowing people.
What's up, guys? I'm with
Christoph. I go to Rice. I'm studying mechanical engineering.
What activities were you a part of that made you stand out in the admissions process?
Math Olympiad. I was a Rwanda Math Olympiad scorer. And again, I did some leadership in high school. I was a student representative for 1 year.
And was Rice your first choice university?
Yes, Rice is my first choice.
Why was Rice your first choice university?
That's really a good question. When in 2018, I think I was in Oslo, Norway, in one of the math camp. I was just watching on YouTube. I never knew rice before. I saw a video of a day in the life of a student at rice. That's how I get to know rice, applied then our decision and got in.
Alright guys, I'm with
Priyam.
Mihir, Senthil.
What are the 3 biggest mistakes you see with students when trying to get admitted to rice?
So I'm doing my master's in computer science here. So what I find, especially in terms of international students, is that they come here unprepared. They're not interview ready, and they just land here in the US. And especially because you are new here, there are other aspects like your housing, your food, everything you need to sort it out yourself, and that consumes a lot of.
One of the mistakes I think that I made before coming to Rice was I came here just after my undergrad. I think if I should have taken some job experience and I should have just known where I want to upskill myself. So after coming to Rice,
I didn't put that much effort into networking, and even in terms of finding an internship or a full-time job, I was only applying online. And I think right now that's not enough, because you need to have someone from inside who can help you to land that interview.
What is one thing that you guys wish you knew before you started your master's at Rice?
one thing I wish I knew before coming to Rice was the current job scenario in US. When you come to US, you have to be independent and you have to do some other stuff that you didn't do in your home country. Be good at time management. So that is it.
I wish I knew how to make my resume more efficient and my cover letters, because these are the documents which are needed for pretty much every application.
To develop my communication skills with people, because after coming here, you have to go to all these networking sessions, you need to go to the career fair, you need to talk to so many people, and I feel like that is one skill that is really required, the people skills.
Thank you so much for the interview, guys. Alright guys, I'm with
Eric. I'm studying English.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to study either of your major?
You really have to be interested. For me, reading has always been a very big part of my whole life.
My last question to you, Eric, is what do you think students should be doing right now if they want to study at a place like Rice?
You know, the components in the college essay, there's one that stands heads and shoulders above every. Number one most important thing, to find out a hobby. Now, people are like, what does that have to do with like college and stuff? But let's say someone doesn't have a hobby and compare that to someone who's been practicing that for like their whole lives. Let's take a look at this from the college's point of view. The college office, when they look at an applicant, they are seeking the best in whatever you do best. So Rice wants the best, pre-med students, and that is what distinguishes Rice from, say, a community, because the standard is like, it's so high.
Oh, my bad, bro.